Warm orange light drapes over the alley, stretching the shadows long. The hum of the city fades behind Yuno as he steps forward, eyes locked on the man leaning against the wall, cigarette burning down between his fingers. Man said to himself, he come to work at 8:30. Mornings, weekdays. Wasn't here last night. He walk home when the city sleeps, alone. Yuno approaches, tension thick in the air like fog before a storm. Yuno, steady but firm, and said, what are you trying to say? Man smirked and said, what am I trying to say? There is nothing in my mouth but smoke and silence. Yuno, voice rising, and said, don't joke with me. You don't follow someone unless there is a reason. You are not just some passerby. It's like you are watching me. Like a shadow. Like a stalker. Man defensive, voice tight, no. Damn it. Then he said, you think too much of yourself. I smoke in the street. Is that a crime? Every corner of this city has someone trying to forget. Yuno, firm, but voice starting to shake, and said, then stop pretending. I heard you came to the cafe last night. If you have got something to say it. Right here, right now. But don't keep creeping through silence like that. Don't haunt places where you leave no name. The man pauses. His cigarette burns out between his fingers. He looks away. Man said, you don't know anything. You think you are the only one who is haunted. His hand twitches at his side, but he doesn't raise it. He just sighs, low and bitter. Man said, you talk like truth is a weapon. But you don't even know what is real. Just then, a familiar voice cuts through the air. Boss said, that is enough. Yuno turns. His boss is there, calm but stern, voice heavy with quiet authority. Boss said, whatever this is, take it elsewhere. You are not welcome if you carry only confusion and leave wounds behind. The man meets the boss's eyes, pride flickering beneath weariness. Man said, crazy, huh? No, just tired of holding in what no one wants to hear. He turns and walks away slowly, swallowed by the narrowing alleyway, the day fading behind him. Yuno stands still. The light has changed. Something in him feels both heavier and lighter. Yuno said, boss. Boss said, let him go. Some people speak in footsteps instead of words. Narrow alley in the middle of the afternoon. The sun is high, casting sharp shadows. Sounds of life filter in from nearby streets, distant cars, a dog barking, footsteps echoing past. Yuno stands across from his boss, tension pulling at the space between them. Yuno said, boss. Boss said, this can't keep happening. I'm going to talk to Joo-hyun. Yuno takes a step forward and said, wait. Please don't tell Hyun. Boss said, why not? That guy, he is the same one who came before and left everything worse than he found it. And now you think you can handle him alone. Where was this idea of secrecy when things first cracked? Yuno said, I didn't forget. But back then, we were just trying to pretend it wasn't real. Please, he will run if you step in. Second he sees you, he will disappear. Boss said, maybe I shouldn't have said I would keep quiet. That might have been a mistake. Yuno said, I know him. He talks big when no one is looking, but the moment someone stands firm, he breaks. He is a coward, boss. And if he gets scared now, he will never show his face again. Boss said, come here. Yuno walks closer. Their shadows fall beside them, long in the sun. Everything is still. Boss said, I'm not a dominant alpha, Yuno. He is not going to be afraid of me. Yuno said, you don't need to be one. The way you look at people, it's enough. You stand still, and it feels like the ground shifts. Boss said, people like him. They are not afraid of force. They are afraid of being seen. Really seen by someone who won't blink. You have held this in long enough. Start from the beginning. Cool as he. Yuno said, he is Kim Jae-gyu. Last year, we were close. It didn't last, but it was intense, and fast, and real in ways I didn't expect. He was like a lit match, bright, reckless, but the burn stayed. Then flashbacks start, where Yuno steps into the dim light outside the movie theater. Neon reflections ripple across the wet pavement, like fading memories. Yuno said to himself, I should call Hyun. Let him know I'm here. He catches a glimpse of himself in the glass window, his reflection blurry, uncertain. Yuno said to himself, quietly. Is my hair messy? He fixes it with his fingers, more out of habit than care, then dials he on. Yuno said, hello, Young. I just got to the theater. There is a brief silence before Hyun voice answers, distant and apologetic. Hyun on phone said, I'm really sorry. I have to head to Taeha's house now. The tickets are still yours, though. If you want to bring friends and watch the movie, go ahead. Or, if you would rather cancel, that is okay too. Just do what feels right. I'm sorry. Quietly said it's okay. I will cancel it. Hyun on phone said, is that so? Alright. I will be home late tonight, so don't wait for me. Just sleep. When I come back, I won't make any noise. Said, okay. The call ends. Silence settles in like dust in an abandoned room. Said to himself, it has been almost half a year since I started living at Yong's place. I told myself to hide my feelings, to fit in, to stay invisible. But the more I smiled, the more I felt the walls closing in. This house, once a shelter, started to feel like a glass box. And inside it, I have never felt more alone. Just then, his phone buzzes. The name Kim Jae-gyu lights up the screen. Kim Jae-gyu on phone said, where are you? I have got some free time. Want to grab something to eat? Said, I'm not on campus. I'm at a movie theater nearby. Kim Jae-gyu, lightly teasing, oh, movie. You got tickets. Hesitates, then quietly said, I did, but it got cancelled. There is a pause. Then Jae-gyu speaks, voice easy and warm. Kim Jae-gyu said, then how about I show you a movie? Just come here. Looks up at the sky. The clouds are heavy, but something in Jae-gyu's words feels like a small crack of light. They emerge from the restaurant like two shadows breaking away from the warmth of a forgotten evening. The streetlight painted their outlines in gold, but the night clung to like a second skin, heavy and stumbling. Kim Jae-gyu bore the weight of him, body and silence both like carrying a suitcase, filled with memories that were not his. Oh God, Jae-gyu muttered, shifting his grip, you are too heavy. Yuno's breath smelled of cheap alcohol and something lonelier. I don't want to go home, he mumbled, eyelids fluttering. I want to go to school. Jae-gyu paused. The absurdity of the moment rippled across his face like a cracked mirror. What is this madness? He whispered, half to half to himself. Still, he kept walking, legs like rusted hinges moving only out of habit. The school gates loomed ahead, like sentinels from another life. At the nearest bench, he let collapse like a marionette with its strings cut. Hey, he said, nudging him, this is school, not your dreamland. He scoffed. Drunkards are so stubborn. The air felt colder now, the silence louder. I thought, he paused, bitterness creeping into his voice, I thought he liked drinking. That it was his thing. So I offered. Jae-gyu crouched, staring at Yuno's face. It looked different now, softer in the moonlight, like someone still waiting to be loved. This lonely guy, he murmured, thumb brushing the edge of Yuno's jaw. No friends, no parents, just floating through life like a balloon with a slow leak. He swallowed something sharp in his throat. He looks beautiful, doesn't he? Reached up with trembling fingers, his touch feather light against Jae-gyu's cheek, an echo of a need he couldn't name. Jae-gyu flinched, then pulled away fast, as if burned by the gentleness. Stay there, he muttered, already turning his back. To hell with it, I'm going home. He walked away with quick steps, but his shadow lingered behind him like it hadn't decided yet. The silence returned, but it didn't last. Yuno's phone vibrated in his pocket. The screen lit up with a name that still had weight, Hyun, fragile tether to something else, something maybe worth holding on to.